creation through bomb and form. The greatest to ever do it like Kareem in the form. Or Dame at the buzzer, Skip at the rucker. 96 Bulls, the GOAT, there's no other. Bulls and Goats get some wins, but never cover. The word gave the answer to sin. No stuff.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Behind the Plays. I am your host, Davion, and if you are here on any forms, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun stuff on every platform that you're listening here from. But with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the co-host, Mr. Eric. How are we doing today?
Hello. Oh, we're hanging in there, man. It's a beautiful Tuesday.
It is a beautiful Tuesday, and you got to celebrate a Victory Monday yesterday.
It's true. It's true. So, my place of work.
I didn't ask about this. This is important.
There's a very good reason why I couldn't this week wear my Broncos stuff. Normally on Victory Monday, I wear my Broncos stuff. But I do have Broncos shoes that Katie got me for Christmas, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
That I wear on very special occasions. That was a very special occasion. I wore my Broncos shoes.
I respect it, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, you guys are seeing this. We're recording this on the 24th of September.
Mm-hmm.
You guys
Happy
will be
almost
seeing
birthday,
this.
by the way.
I was gonna say we're seeing this on.
We won't see this until we won't see you again until it's been your birthday. So happy almost birthday, host Davion.
So my birthday is on a Sunday this year. So this is a very big week, very important week. Okay. We are probably going to go to the zoo because I've been wanting to go to the zoo here in Chicago for a long time.
That's sick.
The Brookfield Zoo. We've lived here for almost 3 years. I haven't been. We've been to the other zoo, but I've never been to Brookfield because Brookfield costs money and the other one's free for locals. So I'm excited about it, but I will probably end up missing the Eagles game. I'll probably maybe watch it on my TV, on my phone a little bit here and there, maybe get updates, but I will definitely be not watching it. So it would make my birthday better, but the zoo will make my birthday happy. So maybe I'll see a real eagle. Who knows? Anyway, the reason I was talking about it is because Crystal got me this shirt, and it says "Game Days are for the birds," and it's a long sleeve, and it's for my birthday, and it's immaculate. I love this shirt. Very comfortable. Very comfortable. So shout out to Smack Apparel. They've been talking that talk since 1998. Go follow them at Smack Apparel. Cool. I can post a pic in my shirt, and I might do that. Who knows? It's fire. It's very comfortable. I'll have to send you the link because they maybe have something for the Broncos. That's heat. Very heat. But yeah, I'm excited for today's episode. We're gonna actually go back to a little bit more of classic what we used to do, and the only reason is because I really loved Week 3. I was watching Red Zone all day. Dope games all around. I think there were a lot of close games, a lot of fun games. So we're gonna go through each game, just kind of give some talk about it, give our preds, move about our day. Cool. All right. Well, thank you for the birthday wishes for anyone wanting to, because you guys won't see this until the next episode. You won't see until October 2nd. Which, oh gosh, your birthday's in November, right?
November 1st.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I always want to go like November 9th for some random reason. I don't know why. Don't ask questions. I don't even know myself. Let's be real. All right, cool. So let's get cracking. Let's kick things off in the Thursday night football category, which was a game that was played on Thursday night.
Yes. Sorry, I was looking at Smack Apparel.
Oh, he's invested now.
I was invested.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
I've been looking for more Broncos stuff for my birthday myself.
See, now they're gonna
Katie to give me.
It's pretty cool.
So now I know.
Yeah, I have to look through it. Crystal found a good spot. Maybe now we gotta go through it. Yeah, it's dope. I love it. Game Days are for the birds. Has little eagle wings next to it. It's dope. I love this.
They have one that says "Game Days are for the Mile High."
Oh, that's fire. That's beautiful. That's awesome. I love that. That makes total sense. Yeah. All right, so Patriots take it on the Jets in MetLife Stadium. Patriots did lose this game. It was 24-3. Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets showed up. It's my opinion on the game. That's what I'm thinking.
First time the Jets have beaten the Patriots in like 8 years or something like that.
Well, the tides are indeed turning, so this does make sense.
Which is impressive. Yeah, I mean the Jets were kind of firing on all cylinders. Though the Patriots did bring in Drake May for some garbage time reps, which I think was cool.
Yeah, I also think that's cool. They gave him some time, and he didn't. From what I remember, he didn't do half bad.
No, he threw 4 of 8 for 22 yards. He had 2 rushes for 12 yards. That's fine.
It's fine for garbage time stuff, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't too much to really like rave about in this game. I didn't really have too much. Jacoby Brissett didn't like do a heck of a lot, but the Patriots offense really didn't do too much all game. So I feel like they should have maybe gone to Drake May earlier just to try to get reps. But I get it in garbage time trying to do that. Aaron Rodgers looked great. Breece Hall looked good. All the fun things that you could think of. The only thing I'm very interested in is I felt like Tyler Conklin and Alan Lazard were going to be more of like 3, 4 receivers, and we were going to get real big Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams reps. And they're getting the targets, but it's not looking as crazy as it usually is. But Garrett Wilson did get his touchdown.
I'm looking at these Jets receiving stats, and it's like Tyler Conklin 5 receptions, Alan Lazard 3 receptions, Mike Williams 3 receptions, Garrett Wilson 5 receptions, Breece Hall 4 receptions, Xavier Gibson 2 receptions, Jeremy Rucker 2 receptions, Braylon Allen 3 receptions.
Very distributed.
That's distributed very well, because I think that makes the Jets offense a little less predictable. I will say one of the more impressive pieces that the Jets picked up is Braylon Hall. I think he was a 4th rounder.
Talk about Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen.
You fused the running backs
Hall,
together.
Yeah, I did a Chris Evans moment. Captain America. Braylon Allen, who I believe was a 4th rounder, and I want to say dropped to the 4th round because he didn't go to the combine. I feel like what I remember the story is. Otherwise, he could have been, maybe like a 2nd round guy. But the Jets got him at 4, and I think that was a really good pickup for them because I am really liking the combo of Allen and Breece Hall. I think that's a really good rushing attack. And those are 2 pretty solid athletes who are threats in the receiving game as well.
Yeah, I mean, they combined for 7 catches for 42 yards. But even cooler, they combined for 27 total carries on 109 yards on the ground, which is awesome. And Braylon Allen had 5 a carry. So that's pretty good.
Since the Jets lost to the Niners on Monday Night Football Week 1, we've seen 2 really impressive games from the Jets. Yeah. And I think that's an excellent sign for the future for them.
I agree. And we were talking about them making the playoffs last year, obviously before the actual situation happened with Rodgers. Now that he's actually playing and things are going according to plan, this is kind of the type of team that we expected to see. And obviously losing to the Niners, it was pretty rough. But at the same time, the Niners we've established as a powerhouse. They are a potential Super Bowl team. Obviously pre what they're going through right now.
I think they're beat up right now, and I think
they're very hurt. Very hurt.
I think that's the primary cause of the Niners' demise. But nonetheless, I think if they're fully healthy, they're definitely a playoff contender, even in their current state.
I think the biggest thing that we need to look at is I think the Jets game in London against the Vikings on Week 5, October 6th. That's going to be a fun game. I think
that's going to be a huge game. That's probably with the exception of probably Packers-Eagles Week 1, that's probably our best international game. Jaguars-Bears is a stinker. Patriots-Jaguars is a stinker.
Especially with how the Jaguars are playing.
Giants Panthers in Germany is a stinker, but Jets Vikings is low-key kind of fire.
You know what's crazy? Jets Vikings is phenomenal after the Vikings got playing how they're playing. It's the Jaguars back to back. It's crazy because the Giants Panthers might be our 3rd best international game of the season.
It could be.
Jaguars, Bears, Patriots, Jaguars is crazy,
from what we
bro.
saw this weekend, the Giants had a really good, solid game against the Browns.
The Panthers, bro. We're going to talk about it in a minute, but man, that's crazy. But yeah, no, I do like what Aaron Rodgers is doing. And I mean, their coaching is fun. So it's cool to see them actually clicking and doing good things. But you said it. I really like the running back. I was going to talk about this exact thing with Braylon Allen. And I mean, it's solid. I like it. I really expected Mike Williams and Garrett Wilson to get more touches. But again, Garrett Wilson did have 9 targets. So he's getting the balls. He did get his touchdown. Like those types of things did happen. So I'm just curious to see if he's going to have any of those big explosive games. All right. Next up, I would say is one of the many shockers this week, and that was Giants heading to Cleveland, and they beat the Browns 21-15.
Yeah, they did.
Danny Dimes was cooking today.
They really were. Like the Giants were kind of firing off. They had a horrible. I don't know if did you see the beginning of this game?
Yeah, that was no, it was not fun.
Yeah, they fumbled the opening kickoff, and then Deshaun Watson threw a touchdown pass to Amari Cooper on the first play of the game.
I want you to know, again, had red zone up all day. I was like, I was like, man, this is just how the Giants season is going, isn't it? And then they won, and I was like, what the heck happened? So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, Danny Dimes
the
cooked.
yeah, you know what was really impressive was the Giants' defense, in particular their run defense. Like Jerome Ford could not go anywhere. He had 10 carries for only 37 yards.
Yeah.
So they're forcing Deshaun Watson to throw. Amari Cooper had a monster day
Oh yeah,
receiving.
7 catches,
Worth
86
noting.
yards, 2 tutties. Crazy.
Um,
Kind of their only
I
option
believe
with Njoku out.
I believe Malik Neighbor. Don't hate on Jerry Jeudy first of all. Okay, listen, that's former Denver Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy to you.
He's doing all right. He didn't have a bad day. He just
No, I mean,
they
listen,
just
Jerry Jeudy pissed me off in Denver too, but it's like, you know,
yeah.
that's my shoot. That was my shooter, so I at least
You gotta
want
put
some respect
on his
name.
name. I got it. Yeah, no.
Listen, as much as I didn't like him being my shooter, he was one of my shooters.
Malik Neighbors, you were talking about him. I mean, dude, 8 catches for 78 yards and 2 tutties as well.
I believe
loved
he's
it.
the youngest player ever to get multiple touchdowns in a game. I feel like was a stat I read.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm thinking of all the things, and this is obviously way too early prediction type situations, but looking at type of those rookies, offensive player of the year, the rookie of the year type situation. Normally we get a quarterback. With Caleb Williams not doing too great, I think Bo Nix looked good this week. Hasn't looked terrible, but maybe will come into his own, kind of like a CJ Stroud situation. Maybe not leading the Broncos to the playoffs, but actually getting comfortable and putting up good numbers. Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison look phenomenal. And I said it last season, but I hope we can maybe get a rookie that's a receiver this year.
If it's not going to be a quarterback, it's probably going to be one of those two. I will say Jaden Daniels looked really impressive on Monday night.
Oh yeah,
and if he
kind of forgot about him.
Does that more, I bet you Jaden Daniels is the
facts. Absolutely. He's one of the best, and I mean he looked great. So yeah, I mean I loved what Malik Neighbors did. And Devin Singletary broke the hearts of all the people that took the over on the points on the last play of the game, where he felt he stopped at the 1. Could have had he also could have had a 2 touchdown game. But yeah, Danny Dimes, 24-34, man. Gotta respect him. My comment on my other comment with this game was about Deshaun Watson, and I don't know if it's just me, but again, I know that it's been an ongoing thing, but he didn't look terrible this game. But there were certain things that it just was like, it feels like he never played professional football for like the years he's played. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's just like the fumbles were stupid. Some of the passes he were making were just dumb, and I don't know how he got out of there without an interception. Like, something wasn't adding up in my brain.
The Deshaun Watson heel turn has been quite impressive, because I remember 2017 when Deshaun Watson was a rookie with the Texans. He tore his ACL in a practice and missed the rest of the year. And I remember being devastated because I was like, that is so sad. I love Deshaun Watson. And here I am 7 years later, like, man, Deshaun Watson is kind of ass, and he's also kind of a shitty person. So I'm not really rooting for him anymore. And it's the strangest thing, because it's like, it's the heel turn. And like, listen, I really like the Browns. There are a lot of players I love on the Browns. I in particular point out Joel Bitonio because he went to Nevada. I met Joel Bitonio. Love that dude. I want the best for him. But like, I'm not exactly preying on the Browns' downfall. But at the same time, it kind of feels like Deshaun Watson is hindering this team so much, and the Texans are reaping the benefits of this trade very much clearly. I don't think it's any doubt in that.
Yeah, it's just weird. And dude, when we first started this podcast, we were talking about how he was the best player on the Texans and maybe the only player that was good.
He was the only player on the Texans.
Him, and then honestly at the time, J.J. Watt barely. Like,
I think J.J. Watt was even on the Cardinals at that point.
It could have been. I think that might have been the season he got traded or whatever. But yeah, like, it's just like crazy to think that was.
I think J.J. Watt was out. I think D Hop was out. We're like, yeah, who do the Texans have anymore besides Deshaun Watson? Right. And we were like, he's fighting for his life out there, and then he sat for a year.
He was making crazy plays, and it's just like sat for the year for the situation, and now it's just like, well, shoot, man, should have kept Baker.
Yeah, shoot.
No. I don't know. Tough. All right. Any other comments on Giants Browns?
I got nothing.
Okay.
So we can hop over to Bears Colts.
Yes. The Windy City. I will say there are two things that I wanted to say with this game. The Colts do not look as good as I think they do. I thought they would.
They had a really impressive week 1 and have kind of been a little bit of some stinkers since.
Yeah, and the only reason they won this game was because they played Chicago. And I'm sorry. I think I've said it once already. I'm going to say it again. I don't understand what it is about Philadelphia Eagles running backs when they leave Philadelphia looking like a terrible running back all of a sudden. I know it's the O-line. You cannot win with Caleb Williams throwing the ball 52 times.
No, he's a rookie.
As a rookie. And then on top of that, I think that if you're going to run people and you think DeAndre Swift's not getting it done, you got to run Rashawn Johnson. You got to run Khalil Herbert. You have actual good running backs on your team. Like, you have a great core. Like,
it kind of feels like the Bears coaching staff doesn't know what to do with this offense.
I agree. Like, they actually have pieces.
This is a defensive coach. You know, Matt Eberflus was a defensive coach. This is a defensive culture. Like, the Bears are like an iconic defensive team since like the 1950s.
Yeah.
You know, it's like nobody's ever been known for the Bears offense. Like, do you know who statistically the best quarterback in the history of the Bears is? It's fucking Jay Cutler.
Like, yeah.
You know, like if you were to list off the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, I think Jay Cutler comes in at like maybe in the 50s, you know, 40s to 50s at best.
Right.
So we're talking about like potentially more than half of the league who have 2 to 3 names on that list before the Bears get their first one. And, you know, Caleb Williams was supposed to be that savior. Kind of isn't, but I mean, he's a rookie. We'll see how he turns out in the long run. But it kind of feels like this coaching staff is not doing what they can to support the Bears. This O-line is not doing what they say. This O-line is not supportive of Caleb Williams. I love their weapons. Like their rushing attack is insane. Keenan Allen, when healthy, makes that wide receiver core one of the better ones.
Look at their receiving stats on the day. Like they put up fucking numbers, bro. They put up numbers.
Yeah, you're talking Romo Duns, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen when he's healthy, and Cole Kmet at your tight end. Like that's a great offense right there.
Even DeAndre Swift is a great pass catcher, and
I think so too. Yeah,
they don't use him enough in that situation, in my opinion, outside of screens, and it doesn't make sense. My
I didn't
biggest
know Gerald Everett was on the Bears now,
right? But I'm gonna give Caleb Williams his props because there were some plays that he made that I was like, wow, that was a phenomenal throw. Like there were a lot of throws. I was like, wow, that was insane.
I mean,
like the touchdown to Rome.
Were some highlights.
Yeah, the tutty to Rome was insane. It was a great throw. But again, it's a couple of mistakes, and he's a rookie, so I think it's growing pains. But 52 times is too many times. Too many times to throw the ball. And by the time they actually started figuring out things, it was too little, too late in this game.
Yeah.
So I'll also say the play calling was a little questionable. They did leave points on the board, like at least 2-3 field goals. So yeah, tough time for this team. I obviously live here, so I have Bears fans. They tell me Cairo Santos is their best player. So it's really funny.
That's kind of depressing.
It is hilarious.
Like Cairo Santos is
the best offensive weapon. Let me repeat that. Let me rephrase that.
Like I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I know it's a joke, but it's still funny.
It is funny, and like Cairo Santos is not one of those like, Justin Tucker, Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah, he's not one of those guys.
Type kickers either. It's like, yeah, but it's who we got.
Yeah, and he's kicking the rock, so I respect it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and my biggest thing with the Colts is their defense definitely won them this game, obviously, in my opinion, and Jonathan Taylor, but yeah. I don't.
JT had a nuts game. Anthony Richardson looked rough.
He looked terrible. Like not even rough. He looked terrible.
Like there were a lot of questionable throws that he made.
Yeah, and like don't get me wrong, like when he actually made plays, they worked out, but it was just like, dude, let's calm down. Take a chill pill. It's okay. Because he had 2 picks. Caleb had 2 picks. Because they had that big hype play to like Rome, and then Caleb Williams threw a pick right after, and it pissed me off. I was like, dude, just calm down.
Yeah.
Just settle into the game, and he doesn't yet. And he's young though, and I get it. He's a rookie quarterback, so I think he'll figure it out. He definitely has the fucking physical tools too. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Excited for it. All right. Any other comments with Chi-Town versus Indy?
I got nothing.
Okay. Let's move along to a surprise blowout. Texans headed to Minnesota to play the Vikings, and they got smacked Vikings
Yeah.
won 34-7.
Sam Darnold, 17 to 28, 181 yards, 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers, by the way.
That was nasty
Are we
work, bro.
talking Sam Darnold comeback player of the year?
Aaron Rodgers has to win comeback player of the year.
That's a good point too.
But you're not wrong,
I think Sam Darnold's competing for it.
dog. So listen, this is my opinion on Sam Darnold, right? Someone said, I don't know if it was us. We were talking, or I was talking to someone, and they said, like, I don't understand how Sam Darnold's doing this. He's never looked this good. I'm like, he also played for the Jets and the Panthers, two of the worst franchises ever, and then backed up Brock Purdy on the Niners. And when he played with the Niners,
Stafford at one point, I'm pretty sure.
that was the only teams he played for.
Yeah, like Sam Darnold as a starter contender played for the god-awful Jets
From the Panthers.
and then was competing with Baker Mayfield for reps on the Panthers.
Both
it's like
god-awful franchises, by the way. Like,
there was a great quote that I saw this. Bill Belichick was on Pat McAfee.
Yeah. He's funny, by the way. I didn't realize how funny he was
dude.
outside
Bill
of
Belichick is hilarious.
for
They
what
were
he's been
talking about
painted.
Sam Darnold, and Bill Belichick was like, he's like, I'm pretty sure the only people that didn't like Sam Darnold were the Jets.
Yeah.
He's like, he says, like, I talked to people in the Panthers organization, and they loved Sam Darnold. They just, kind of went a different direction. People with the Rams, people with the Niners all love Sam Darnold. The Vikings love Sam Darnold.
Yeah, just the Jets, and look at them now being stupid.
Yeah, it's just the Jets that didn't like Sam Darnold.
Yeah. I mean, and dude, his weapons are cooking. Aaron Jones got a touchdown through the air, had 100 yards on the ground. I thought Aaron Jones wasn't going to be like this, but he's cooking. Jetta's, of course, doing Jetta's things. Jalen Naylor. Is he a rookie?
I think so.
He's either a rookie or second-year guy. I can never remember. Oh, he's a third year. This is his third season. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's kind of slotted into the 2 role with Jordan Addison being out for the first few games.
He's playing amazing. Yeah, this is third year. This is third season. That's crazy. Learned something new today. Jalen Naylor, just fun team, and they're looking great. And honestly, Naylor is going to look good in the slot once Addison gets back.
I think so too. Yeah.
Even if Addison doesn't even go back to the 2, you still have Jalen Naylor. So
yeah.
No, and this defense is clicking. I don't know, man. It's fun. This team is fun to watch. It's weird. I don't usually like the Vikings, but it's not Kirk Cousins, so I don't have to be upset anymore. Right?
Yeah. Very impressive showing from the Vikings. I will say for the Texans, though, they obviously got stomped on.
Yeah.
But they were missing Joe Mixon, which I think is an important part of their offense. Like, their rushing attack has been a very important piece of their offense. They played Cam Akers this game, who I don't think is the worst option in the world. He caught a touchdown. The 2 picks that C.J. Stroud threw were not his fault.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure one was batted at the line and then just ended up in the Vikings
you know what?
hands.
I did see that, yeah.
And then the second one I want to say was bobbled by the receiver and ended up in the Vikings hands.
That's tough.
So those 2 picks that C.J. Stroud threw were not C.J. Stroud's fault. And it kind of felt like they got down early and just couldn't get the momentum back. So I don't think, the Texans got their shit rocked by the Vikings. Are the Texans a bad team? No. Are they as good as we thought? Maybe not. Are the Vikings really impressive? Yeah. And they've been impressive so far.
The Vikings are impressive is the biggest thing that I think we need to acknowledge, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, respect to the Vikings. They're 3-0, right? They're looking great. I mean, they're the one seed right now, probably in the NFC. They're one of 4 undefeated teams left. I mean, they're in company with the Seahawks, which is also crazy, the Steelers, and the Chiefs. The Bills. I forgot about the Bills. 5 teams. The Bills, that's good company right now. So, gotta respect it. Gotta respect them.
Hey, Davion, somebody made my decision for me.
Yeah, what's up?
Joe Burr's gone.
Joe Burr's gone? Joe Burr's been gone.
Drill Burr.
Oh, Drillber's gone. Oh, tough.
So they made my decision for me.
Oh, well, there you go. There's the decision made. Love that. That's funny. I was like, what? What are we haven't gotten to that game yet.
Yeah, well, that's the last one on our list. But the next one on our list is Eagles Saints.
What a win!
What a weird game.
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
It was whack as fuck.
There was a couple things that I do want to comment on this game, and I am going to be the biggest Jalen Hurts defender today, and you're gonna hear it, and I'm sorry ahead of time.
Okay, I'm gonna kick back for a bit. It's gonna go on a while.
So I don't know how long this is gonna go on for, but we'll talk about it. So he had two turnovers today, right? He had 2 turnovers against the Saints. The interception, I watched it live. I will say this: if it was AJ Brown, it's a catch. That is a touchdown. We're not talking about it. We're walking away with points. I think if it's Dallas Goedert, it's a catch, touchdown. If it's Devontae Smith is not that big, so throwing it in that situation against Tyrann Mathieu puts Smitty in a weirder position. I think Hurts made the right decision. It's a sucky one. I think Smith should have cut up a little bit, so I think it was on both of them on that interception. The fumble just fucking sucked. He was literally running out of the pocket, and dude like tipped the ball diving from behind, and the ball pops out. Like, what are you like? Come on, man. So aside from the turnovers, Jalen Hurts going 29 of 38 for 311 yards. With Dallas Goedert, by the way, cooking, and AJ Brown not playing football. Devontae Smith was knocked out on the in the beginning of the 4th quarter, which I'm going to comment on that here in a minute, and you can have opinions on that too. Jalen Hurts played a phenomenal game. Turnovers aside, I think that's been his only downfall recently, has been he's just in his own head about turnovers. I think there's this notion that he can't run as much, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Just run the ball. That's my Jalen Hurts defense today. I'm just saying. 311 yards, 29-38 does not mean he was making poor decisions. 1 interception, right? That 1 interception was stupid. He should be 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. And granted, we should have blown the fuck out of the Saints after watching the game, right? The biggest thing that we need to take away from this is I don't know what the hell our coaching decisions are sometimes. I don't know if you felt this way about the decision making, but it felt like we went for it too much on 4th down. We left about 12 points on the board. I'm almost certain we should have won this game 30 to 15. Like, we should have smacked the hell out of the Saints. We easily could have put 30 points on the board, but we didn't. And obviously a great play call from Kellen Moore on the 3rd and 16 to give us this game-winning touchdown to Saquon Barkley. Dallas Goedert just running. Have you seen the mic'd up of Jordan Mailata yet on that play? You got to look it up. It is hilarious. He's like, take off the hitch, run. It's so funny. And he's not Australian. He's from New Zealand. So it's so funny. But they look great. I loved everything about that. It's just a play calling. We left too many points on the board. There was turn 1, 2, 3, 4 possessions where we had a blocked punt, 2 turnovers on downs, and a missed field goal. Those are all missed opportunities. The touchdown also was the interception in the 2nd quarter was a touchdown. The real stars of this game. Okay, there's two very important people. There is Jalen Carter, who had the game of his fucking life. Great game. And honestly, I guess I'll give 3. Quinyon Mitchell played out of his mind. I was going to say Darius Slay for the pass breakups in the end zone that he made. All 3 of those guys played amazing, and our defense absolutely won this football game for us. Without question. Held Derek Carr 4 of 25, 142 yards. Alvin Kamara did not find the end zone. Did rush for 87 yards, but off of 26 carries, right? Chris Olave had the 1 tutty that put them ahead until Saquon scored. But yeah, defense absolutely saved them. Now the fun part of this game. What the fuck are you doing, New Orleans? Why are you trying to hurt Devontae Smith? Why are we throwing Darius Slay? Already, you're past the white on the out of bounds, and you shove him basically into the fucking into the benches. No penalties. Refs, why are you not blowing the play dead? Dude, he's being pushed back by 2 people for 5 fucking yards. At what point do you blow the play dead? There should be no reason why he was hurt. And then whoever motherfucker 98 is jumped on him after his helmet was popped off. Whistles are being blown everywhere. The refs are calling for fucking the medics to come out and help this dude, Devontae Smith, and you jump on him because the ball popped out. You guys are lucky the play was blown dead. No shit, it should have been blown dead sooner, you dumb fucks. What the fuck are we doing? No fine, no penalty, no fucking anything, no suspension. But Derwin James gets suspended. What the fuck are we doing, bro? New Orleans, I don't give a fuck. if you guys are like, oh, we don't play dirty, we're not like that shit. That was some dirty ass shit. I am not. Oh, it's just football. That's not fucking football. I feel like hurting him because I can't get my fucking way because my offense is looking like dog shit today after dropping 40 points on some sorry ass teams earlier this season. Fuck y'all. That's it.
Oh, that's it.
That's the end. Okay.
Okay.
Also, Saquon Barkley's the fucking GOAT. God, I love that man.
Derwin James got suspended because they're about to play the Chiefs. Don't get that twisted.
I'm not. That's why you didn't hear my condescending tone.
Yeah.
Derwin James. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get suspended for some bullshit right before the Chief game. But
don't get that twisted.
But you know what pisses me off? And I know he didn't hit him in the helmet, and it wasn't a helmet hit. But he full on this 300-pound dude, literally like full speared and used all of his body weight and threw himself into his back. Like. You can't tell me that wasn't an intention. Like in college, that's targeting. Pure targeting. It's not helmet to helmet, but that is targeting. Dude, after literally jumps on Smitty with his helmet off on the ground, defenseless. Oh, it was jumping for the ball. I spit on him afterwards, too. That was just my mouth guard. Fuck out of here, bro. Any comments on this game? I'm sorry. I kind of took
I got nothing else. No.
Yeah, dude. Also, death, taxes, diving interception from Reed Blankenship. Thank you. I said,
Reed Blankenship.
Dude, I don't know if you saw me and one of my friends. I met him. He's actually my cousin's friend, and we met because of that. He's also an Eagles fan. And he's like, "That's my white boy." I was like, "Bro, I feel the same way right now."
Shout out to Reed Blankenship.
Bro, I was like, death, taxes, Reed Blankenship interceptions, dude. It was diving. I will say I love Dallas Goedert today. 10 catches, 170 yards. When you're in a situation where there's no Devontae Smith and no AJ Brown, you didn't have AJ Brown all day, and you lost Smitty right before, basically you scored all your points, right? Smitty got hurt, and then Saquon Barkley gets the 60-something yard touchdown. Then Goddard gets the 60-something yard reception. Then the Saquon Barkley 1-yard touchdown. Also, the dude that tackled Saquon on the last play literally held him on the ground for like an extra 4 seconds after he broke the plane. Like he ran him over, broke the plane, and held. Yeah, fuck the Saints, bro. Anyway, y'all deserve this loss. That's it. Y'all like the Saints were stagnant. I don't know what it was. It was crazy. Outside of that last drive, they literally had 3 points for like a significant amount of time. It was insane. They scored a field goal on their opening drive and didn't do shit else until the fourth quarter. It was crazy. Crazy. Love it. Gotta love the Eagles, man. Gotta love the Birds. But it looks, I will say, I forgot to say this. Lane Johnson looks like he's gone. He's in concussion protocol. Mekhi Becton got hurt halfway through this game too. Smitty's in concussion protocol now, and you already are down AJ Brown. He wasn't, he's so like, yeah. That's a lot of injuries you got to deal with. So like, I think their receiving core this week is like Jahan Dotson, Paris Campbell, and John Ross.
John Ross is on the Eagles?
He's on our practice squad.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
He was on our. Well, he's gonna get elevated for this game, I assume.
Yeah.
Paris Campbell was also on our practice squad. He was literally on the roster before we traded for Jahan Dotson. And we cut him and then added him back to the practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty wild, yeah. So we had John Ross, him, and yeah. It feels like some random people that we were like, hey, I remember your guys' names. Like, hey,
exactly.
Hey, I know
like
Paris Campbell. I know John Ross.
John Ross was a guy in the NFL.
Right. He was what, on the Bengals at one point? I was like, where he,
I believe so.
was
Yeah,
good?
I think he was drafted by the Bengals.
That's where he was like good. He was like a first rounder, wasn't he? He was crazy.
No,
Are
he
you
wasn't
sure?
a first
Are
rounder.
you sure?
He ran the fastest 40 at the time.
Something insane.
No, he was. He was the ninth.
He was the ninth pick. Yeah, he was insane. Right? That's crazy. Did you die on me?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. You're just in awe about the ninth pick? You're just in awe of the
I
ninth.
didn't realize he was the ninth pick.
Oh, and Britton Covey, our punt returner, also is out. He's on the IR. He was our third receiver basically at the time, or he's been kind of our third receiver all season. So yeah, it's been the receiving core got just slaughtered, and then losing Lane Johnson and Mekhi Becton is rough.
Yeah.
But our O line is always ready to go. Tyler Steen looked great. And then Fred Johnson, I don't know if you saw some videos on him after the game, but he was like crying for the opportunity, and he played out of his mind. He played immaculate. So very happy. All right, I'm done now. I'm on fuck Saints territory right now. I just want you all to know. I want the downfall. It's not even Derek Carr. I just want the downfall of the Saints.
Okay, let's talk Chargers Steelers. Steelers ended up winning 20-10. The Steelers defense is nuts. Though I will say, I think the obvious things coming out of this game are Justin Herbert is hurt. Herbie is hurt. Derwin James is suspended. Joe Alt got hurt.
It was tough.
The Chargers kind of got ripped to shreds this game. Just in time to go play the Chiefs, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't hear this from me, but the fix is in. You know who's been really impressive for the Chargers, though, is Ladd McConkey, I will say. He only had 3 catches for 44 yards this game, but overall, he's been a really solid rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chargers' identity has been rushing attack, and the Steelers' defense is built to stop a one-sided a one-trick offense like that.
Agreed.
So, at the end of the day, it kind of feels like this is just a matchup issue. Justin Fields looked pretty impressive. He had a rushing touchdown. He had a passing touchdown. He did throw a pick. Najee Harris had an okay game. Cordell Patterson had an okay game supporting him. It kind of feels like the Steelers are a really strong defensive team that it kind of feels like of all the undefeated teams, because the Steelers are 3-0, them, the Vikings, the Seahawks, and the Bills, and the Chiefs.
Right.
So 5 undefeated teams right now. I don't think it's a stretch to say that the Steelers are the worst of them, right? Maybe it's the Seahawks. I
think the Seahawks are the worst. Personal opinion. I think the Steelers, their defense makes them better. But I also think this is similar to do you remember when we had that situation with the Steelers with Juju Smith-Schuster when they were super, super good, and it was because their defense was playing out of their
right at the end of Ben's career?
Correct. They were playing out of their
minds. Where they went 13-0.
Yeah, and then they started losing games.
got their shit rocked in the divisional round. I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, this feels like that team a little bit, but
shades of that, I agree.
But I also think their defense is just playing out of their minds. So I this can be insane, right? I think Patrick Queen, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Nick Herbig are playing really, really well. That's scary. And I mean, dude, you have people like Calvin, George Pickens isn't even the one that's doing the damage. Calvin Austin had 4 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown. Justin Fields is completing 75% of his passes. He didn't even run that much. That's crazy. I do think, though, that this would have been a more interesting game had those injuries not happened, of course. But I do like the emergence of Quentin Johnston. He was getting a lot of hate last season for his lack of catching ability, but he's looking good. So hopefully he can keep that up. I'm a Quentin Johnston believer.
Yeah.
So excited. All right. Moving right along.
Okay. Broncos Bucks. Listen, man.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Don't invoke those names in my presence, please.
Bro, 19-point win.
Broncos were pretty dominant this whole game. The only thing that was kind of disappointing out of this is there were so many really close opportunities. Bo Nix still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass.
Yeah, but that run was nice.
He has 2 rushing touchdowns, this year. He had one against the Seahawks too, week 1. But he has yet to throw a touchdown pass. However, Bo Nix was kind of slinging the rock. The Broncos offense looked really good. But the Broncos defense, I think, was extraordinarily impressive as well. They helped capitalize on a lot of Tampa's mistakes. There were a couple of turnovers that I can think of off the top of my head. We had that Buccaneers were driving, about to score. They threw it to somebody, made the football move, fumbled it, and then we scoop and score. We scooped it up and we ran it back to our own red zone. So we capitalized on a lot of mistakes that they made, which I thought was very impressive. This was a gigantic road win for the Broncos, winning on the road against Tampa, who, by the way, was 2-0 before this game. They were red hot. We were talking Baker Mayfield MVP candidate early on at this point.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to jump off the Baker Mayfield hype train. Is he an MVP candidate anymore? Probably not. But is he still a solid quarterback who's got a decent chance of leaving the Bucs to the NFC playoffs? Absolutely.
Yep.
However, we talked about this before the podcast started, and I'll just reemphasize it for everyone to hear it. Broncos might have won this game, and they might have won this game handily. Broncos still suck because I'm not doing this thing where I have hope.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to stay in that mindset that the Broncos suck. That way I'll never be disappointed.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a lack thereof. I think it's just a good win. I mean, they showed up. They played great defense, like we know how they do. That's one of their. I mean, that's their best quality in my opinion, is their defense. But very happy to see that they get a win. And especially early on, I didn't think they were gonna get a win like this soon. So.
Yep, we were looking at realistically
5.
Like other than this game. This week against the Jets in MetLife is tough. Week 5 at home against the Raiders, hopefully that's winnable. Week 6 at home against the Chargers, hopefully that's winnable. In New Orleans, that's tough. Home against the Panthers, hopefully that's winnable. And then we're in Baltimore, in Kansas City, home against the Falcons, in Vegas.
Nah, bro. If you just saw what the Eagles defense did to the Saints, I believe the Broncos have a very good defense to do what we just did to the Saints.
Maybe, but no, the Broncos suck, and
I get that
Broncos,
you got we had to score points, but yeah, fuck the Saints, bro. Anyway,
yeah,
I'm seeing red. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. It's black and gold, but I'm seeing red.
Yeah,
I love it though. I love this for you. I love this for you. We just need to win week 5 so we can keep riding the waves.
Yeah. Okay, Packers Titans. Packers have looked really impressive the last couple weeks without.
This was the Malik Willis revenge game, by the way.
Yeah, to be fair, they were playing the Colts and the Titans, which aren't exactly AFC stars. But still, nonetheless, these were a couple of really impressive wins. Plus, it seems they're pretty optimistic that Jordan Love could be back this week.
Yeah, but Malik Willis is cooking, bro.
He is kind of good.
Bro, 13 to 19, 202 and a tutty, no interceptions. He carried the ball for 73 yards and a tutty. He said, "You go get Will Levis over me,
Yeah.
over me." Dude, I was so hype to see. There was something really funny that happened this game. Will Levis turned the ball over 3 times, by the way. I don't know if you've seen the ongoing trend, but there's been a really funny picture coming out of each Titan game of Will Levis.
Of Will Levis.
It's been hilarious.
Yes.
This specific situation though was really, really funny. So I was watching this happen. Will Levis made a big play, or like a really cool play. He got really hype, and then the coach called a screen. It was like, maybe it's not a wide receiver screen, but it was a quick toss to the wide receiver, and he was just supposed to take it upfield. So he snaps it, he holds it for a second, then looks and throws, and Jair Alexander was like, "The fuck are you doing?" Jay's just standing there, takes the ball back for 6, and I was crying. I was laughing so hard. I was like, dude, I know Malik Willis is on the sideline absolutely flaming this Titans organization right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you traded me for, remember? I just ran for 73 yards on y'all. This is it? All right, y'all be easy.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think, there are flashes of good things from the Titans, but at the end of the day,
agree to disagree.
I think there are flashes.
Okay, I'll let you have it. I'll
there
let you
are
have the
flashes of good things from the Titans. Yes.
I'll let you have the flashes.
Are the Titans a good team? God, no. Are they the worst team in the AFC? Maybe.
Probably.
It kind of feels like the Jaguars are worse.
Oh, they are pretty bad right now.
Yeah.
But at least I feel like the Jaguars have some form of promise, right? No,
maybe.
No, maybe not. I feel like T. Law and Will Levis are just the same person in different fonts. Let's be real.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the Titans are the Titans. They're not going to be ultra impressive, probably ever.
Nah, they haven't.
Anytime soon.
They're not going to be. We were talking about the Texans in this situation. Their only good player last season was Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
He was the only reason that they were even ever competitive. So,
yeah.
And now that he's gone, it's they have Tony Pollard on their team. They have DeAndre Hopkins on their team. They have Calvin Ridley. They have good people.
They do.
They just have Will Levis.
He's not the worst option in the world. At the end of the day, he's a second year guy, and he was a third round quarterback.
He looks so bad,
it was
bro.
like a maybe this guy works out. I don't think the Titans are gambling their entire franchise on Will Levis.
True, and I said this last season, and I was really mad that they didn't do it. I said they should give Malik Willis a chance to actually, play, and they never did.
I thought so too.
They never did, and here they are.
And to be fair, there's a chance that Malik Willis is looking so impressive because of the Packers organization and the Packers system too.
For sure.
Like at the end of the day, I trust Matt LaFleur way more than I trust Brian Callahan by like a lot.
Absolutely. It's a country mile.
Yeah. I trust Matt LaFleur's offensive capabilities more than I trusted Matt Vrabel's, when he was
Correct.
there. Or Mike Vrabel. I call him Matt Vrabel.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you. No, I get it. I absolutely do. All right. Let's scoot on to a very interesting matchup this week. A 2-touchdown win for the Panthers in Vegas this week. The Red Rifle absolutely cooked this team.
Ignore me. Don't worry about it.
No, you're fine. Yeah, they absolutely cooked. They cooked the Raiders this week.
Yeah, the
Andy
Panthers
Dalton.
were stupid impressive.
So, like, Bryce Young was the problem. I still don't think that was the issue. I think the play calling was the issue, personally, because they were trying to do something with Bryce Young that they don't do with Andy Dalton, and that's move. Personally, but I mean, it doesn't help that he's also like a lot of inches shorter than Andy Dalton. But Deontay Johnson had 8 catches for 122 yards. And a tutty.
I thought Deontay Johnson was like a bum, but then like maybe all he needed was a little bit of the Red Rifle, and he's good to go.
I knew he wasn't a bum because of he was on the Steelers. He wasn't bad, right? This the same Deontay Johnson or Johnson? He was on the Steelers last season, right? This is his first season in Carolina.
Yeah, when Deontay Johnson was the player. There was a point where the Steelers were driving late, like 2-minute drill, and he did the whole celebration first down thing.
Yeah.
That people were pissed off about.
Yeah.
I think this is last year, maybe the year before.
No, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was it was definitely the year before. But he also he's had an 1,000-yard receiving season. Like he's good when he gets opportunities. So that's my thing. He's a solid receiver. I mean, and then on top of that, their second leading receiver was Chuba Hubbard, which is hilarious to me. I think Adam Thielen went to IR, if I'm not mistaken, this week, which sucks for them. But
yes, I was just about to say that Adam Thielen is placed on IR today.
Yeah, I mean, they got a pick, they got interception, they got they made some plays. They actually did things. They put up a lot of points. I've seen Aiden O'Connell actually came into the game and cooked. He went 9 of 12 for 82 yards and tutty. Sorry, Gardner Minshew, but move aside. Aiden O'Connell season. So I'm excited to see kind of what I am excited to see what the Raiders do next. But the Panthers, man, maybe it was just Bryce Young.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I mean, I think the future will tell. Panthers have a.
I think they have more glaring issues, but.
Panthers have a cat-on-cat violence game this week.
They do
the
have a.
I was
gonna make the joke when we got there.
This could be,
I was gonna make the joke when we got there, and you beat me to it, you mother. All right. Another blowout happening in Seattle. The Seahawks dismantled the Miami Dolphins. A very short-handed Miami Dolphins at the quarterback position. They were already down 2-0. They lost Skyler halfway through this game. Tim Boyle had to finish this game out. Achane didn't look good. Hill didn't get the ball enough. Waddle barely touched it. The offense that we've grown to love from the Dolphins looked terrible. And the Seahawks, I'm going to be honest with you. This is no Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet looks great. Geno Smith looks a little questionable sometimes. But he did get 4 throws to DK for 104 and a tutty. I mean, that looked great. He could give JSN the ball more. It'd be really helpful for my fantasy teams, but that's about it,
Yep. I mean, Dolphins are too beat up. They're kind of cooked, in my opinion.
I think so too. It sucks.
Yeah. Have you seen those commercials where that nerdy kid is just like, what are the chances of the Dolphins going far this year? And he's like, I would say likely, and my sources are wrong about as often as Dolphins sleep, which is never. And I watch those commercials all the time now, and I'm like, I don't know about that one, big guy.
Tough.
That's
tough.
Dolphins, I think it's kind of unfortunate that I think it's going to take a miracle for the Dolphins to make a comeback at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the Dolphins I think are a little bit cooked.
it really comes down to Tua. Like, what's going on with Tua? Like, obviously he's out for the next 4 weeks, but is that going to be too little, too late? Like, what's the at minimum? It's
Especially
4 weeks, so
with with the Bills and the Jets being impressive teams in the East. I think the Dolphins are struggling.
like at that point you're fighting for a wild card, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
but the positive about it is they're 1-2. They're not 0-3. So
Very true.
take that how you will. Take that how you will.
Okay. Lions Cardinals, pretty decent game from both ends, honestly. Like this
Yeah,
is
it
just
was
like
a
a
little bit more
solid,
interesting than I expected.
low scoring, decent game.
This was the wrong direction of interesting I expected. I expected this to be a more offensive like shootout, and it was very defensive, and I was interested because there was only 3 points scored in the entire second half of this game, and it was a field goal by the Cardinals. So that was interesting.
Yep. It was a solid game. I think from both teams. Like I don't think the Cardinals played bad, even though they lost. I don't think the Lions played great, even though they won.
Right, I agree. I do like seeing Marvin Harrison continuously getting more involved. 5 catches for the tutty, 64 yards. Love it. I wish that the Cardinals could get their running attack a little bit better. James Conner, obviously, is their head of that. Maybe give Trey Benson more touches. Who knows? But I mean, I think their passing game looks good. I just hope they can kind of fix up that running game. I think that's what helps them open up things for Marvin Harrison Jr. Obviously, Michael Wilson is solid. Greg Dortch, Trey McBride, those people. I think that'd be cool. But dude, Montgomery, 23.
What the
Terry's 105 and a tutty, bro. He was cooking.
what the shit?
Yeah,
This is the weirdest stat I've ever seen,
I'm ready.
and it's probably a bug or a glitch or something.
Okay.
ESPN did this, Google did this. So I mean, I'm checking multiple sources.
Okay.
Jahmyr Gibbs
Yes.
has 0 receptions for 20 yards and a touchdown this game.
They ran a trick play. I don't remember how it worked. What happened? They ran a trick play. Oh, it was the hook and ladder. They ran a hook and ladder. He didn't catch the ball. So Amon-Ra St. Brown caught the ball and pitched it back to Jahmyr Gibbs, who took it to the end zone. It was a hook and ladder that they ran.
So that's a 0 reception, 20-yard. That's
correct. Because it's not. He didn't catch the ball.
insane.
He didn't catch the ball. It was a
right.
pick.
But he has receiving yards.
Because it's
That's
because it was off of a reception. I don't know how to, I don't know. I understand. It makes sense in my brain, but I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if that makes sense.
no. I get what you're saying, but it's like it's a whack ass.
It's a weird stat. I get it.
Yeah.
To be fair, it all records the same in fantasy.
Right. Yeah. Who gives a shit?
So yeah, he definitely had the. He doesn't have it on the NFL.com. They don't have his receiving touchdown there. He actually is. Yeah, they didn't. Not even like a miscellaneous section. Can't get nothing.
Yeah.
But Jared Goff has 2 passing touchdowns. That's all I'm gonna say.
What we in the Pokemon business would call a passive touchdown.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. That's absolutely exactly. Yeah.
That's what that is.
That is exactly what that is. A passive touchdown. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was a pretty cool play though.
Yeah.
All right. Moving right along. Ravens, Cowboys, 28-25. Ravens walk into Jerry's World and get their first win of the season. Cowboys put up a big fight at the end of the game. It was 28-6 for a very long time. Lamar Jackson threw the ball 15 total times. Derrick Henry ran the ball 25 times for 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, and told Jerry Jones to hold his dick.
Lamar Jackson, 14 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown as well. Like that is the Ravens offense. That's what the Ravens offense should be capable of.
You want to know what my favorite stat of the day is? I don't even care about the rushing yards. Can you look at the receiving yards and tell me who led the team in receiving yards for the
Shout
Baltimore
out to
Ravens?
Nelson Aguilar.
Nelson Aguilar had 1 catch for 56 yards against the Cowboys, making the Eagles proud, man.
Dude, Nelson Aguilar is a subscriber of the John Ross School of Wide Receiver. It's
yes.
Like, oh yeah, Nelson Aguilar.
He is my god, dude. I saw the catch. I saw the catch, and I kid you not, he caught it and just zoomed. I thought he was gonna score. He was cooking. He literally juked some dude. I was like, dude, he's about to score. Nelson Aguilar's about to score against the Cowboys. I'm gonna be so hype about this. He didn't. I was like, dang it. Dang it, Aggie. It was great. So the Cowboys could not run the ball. They could not run the ball. I will say that. The best running back was Rico Dowdle. I don't know who that is.
He was their running back last year. He's like 4'2" or something like that. You know,
I thought that
you
was
remember the
Deuce
little
Vaughn.
guy? That was
I thought that was Deuce
Who am I
Vaughn.
thinking of? He's 5'11".
Rico, I'm pretty sure he just got drafted this year, right? Is he a rookie? No, he's 5 years. Dude, I have no clue who this guy is. This is his 5th year in the league. I apologize, Rico. I'd like to know who you are, but I have no clue who you are, bro. Yeah, I'm going to keep it a stack. I don't know this dude. I'm sorry. He led the team in rushing. Jake Ferguson had 95 yards. CD had 67 yards. Like, it was just, I am just absolutely flabbergasted. And you can quote me on this. First off, the Ravens getting their first win like this was crazy. Second, the fact that it took that long for them to actually do something was insane to me. Because they scored 3 touchdowns in the 4th. And it's just like, come on. Like, what are we doing? So, I am, however, it was kind of funny seeing them score a touchdown, get an onside kick, score a touchdown, get a three and out, score a touchdown, and I was like, oh, they're gonna come back and I'm gonna be pissed about this, and they didn't. So, shout out to the Cowboys. I mean, they put up a fight, and I feel like this happens more frequently for them, right? They start to get smacked, and then they try to put up a fight late in the game, and they get a few touchdowns and make it look like a closer game than it actually was. Because I feel like the Baltimore Ravens are in control for 98% of this game. So that's just my opinion on it. But you know, they tried. They almost got the comeback. That'd have been insane. Any other comments? I think Derrick Henry literally. I think they made it so that Jerry Jones had to come out in an interview after the game. It's like we didn't have the money to pay him. That's literally what it was. It was so funny.
That was pretty funny. I did get a kick out of that.
All right. Moving right along. Niners, Rams in LA, which was, from what I saw in the stadium, looked like another Niners home game, basically. Final score 24-27. Rams won after being down 14, not once, but twice in this game. Big win, first off, for the LA Rams. Divisional matchup. Unfortunately for the Niners, they were missing Deebo Samuel. I think they lost Trent Williams somewhat through this game. They have no Christian McCaffrey. Pretty sure Brock Purdy played. Their tight end, George Kittle, didn't play. They're losing a lot. It's a lot of rough people. But Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
11 catches for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns is insane.
That's nuts for Juwan Jennings.
I believe that I have a comment I need to make, and I don't like the Niners. We've established this. I hate the Niners as an Eagles fan. Most of the time, it's 3 players I don't like. Right? It's 3 players. It's Deebo Samuel. Cannot stand him. I love Javon Hargrave. Cannot stand him anymore. He's just as bad. He's heavily influenced by the Niner gang, and I cannot stand Brandon Ayuk. I cannot stand him. Okay, I can't stand any of those players. Everybody else, they cool. Fred Warner, you cool. Fred Warner, cool. I rock with Fred Warner. Purdy ain't so bad. CMC, hey, you good, bro. Juwan Jennings, you talk shit. But when you put up 175 yards, I can't say shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't say nothing. I have to give a formal apology to Brock Purdy. Honestly, I have been calling you a game manager for this last year, and I think last year there was some truth to it. This year, so far, I think for what you had in this game, you balled out. 22 for 30 for almost 300 yards and 3 tutties. Were they all to Juwan Jennings? Sure. But they weren't stopping you, so why wouldn't you stop?
Right.
I respect it, bro. I really like, you lost this game. I think your defense lost you this game more than anybody. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. Like, that was beautiful, and your running game. Loved it. So I'm gonna say that about them. Now let's talk about the winners. The Rams comeback win. How do we feel?
A really impressive comeback win for the Rams, especially given the Rams situation. I mean,
No
Tutu
Puka.
Atwell is their leading receiver. No Puka,
No Cup.
no Cooper Cup, and Matt Stafford looked impressive. Kyron Williams had a really monster day as well, and like that was honestly a hell of a win by the Rams.
Yeah.
Very impressive win.
Kyron Williams also had 3 tutties, 1 in the air, 2 on the ground. I mean, bro, looked great. I mean, Matt Stafford only threw the ball 25 times, but he did his thing. He was slinging it when they needed to at the end there. When they needed to get plays done, they did it. I mean, dude, it was very fun to watch. Very fun to watch them get a game winner. And go in and win that game with the situation that they were handed. And honestly, the Niners, I feel like they just let this game slip right through their fingers right at the end there. So,
Yep.
all right, Sunday Night Football, Chiefs, Falcons in ATL.
There are a couple things that we can say. I don't think the Falcons falconed this game away.
No, they did not.
I think the Falcons were impressive.
They did play their game. They were solid.
That lack of a PI call in the Chiefs, I think, is
Agreed.
awful.
Agreed.
It is what it is. I don't think the Falcons played terrible. Kirk had a decent day. Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson all had decent days. Their receiving core had decent days. I don't really have anything bad to say about the Falcons here. It felt like they played a tough team and they played them well, and they lost a close game, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
What I will say about the Chiefs is that, I don't think there's any doubt that the Chiefs are the dynasty of the 2020s.
No question mark.
We had the Steelers of the 70s, the Niners of the 80s, the Cowboys of the 90s, even though it's like the first half of the 90s, whatever. Listen, the Cowboys haven't done anything since 1995. We can let them just pretend that they were relevant.
They were relevant in the 90s.
It is what it is. And then we had the Patriots for like a gajillion years.
Right.
There's no doubt in my mind that the Chiefs are the dynasty of this year. This Chiefs team, this Chiefs game looked more like those Patriots than I've ever seen another team actually try to do. Patrick Mahomes has had an okay year. He's not having a Patrick Mahomes year. He's having a serviceable year. And the Chiefs are finding ways to win close games. It feels a lot like the old Bill Belichick notation of like situational football. It feels like the Chiefs have a game plan for every team, and they know how to win that game. It's not the Chiefs are going to go out and throw up a gajillion points, but it feels like the Chiefs know how to win.
Right.
They know how to beat teams, and like that reminds me of what the Patriots did. Tom Brady went out, and I can think there was that time that they played the Titans and they won like 59-0 or something like that. But like it felt like a lot of Patriots games. They won 27-17. They won 24-20. They just find ways to win games because they're prepared. And I think that is important here because you're talking about the leaders on the Chiefs team being veterans at this point.
Right.
Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Their receiving core is pretty young. Their running backs are pretty young, especially doing this without Isaiah Pacheco. Carson Steele really stepped up.
He did great, and they just added Kareem Hunt to their back to the running back core, which is funny and came full circle. But I think showing what Carson Steele did, that's awesome.
Yeah, just in case Harrison Butker goes on another rant, it's nice to know that
they have another good kicker,
backup kicker.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They have another great kicker.
Yeah, don't let anybody forget that joke because it's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Yes, the Chiefs are going to find ways to win this win games. They're rolling into LA this week, and I think they're the better team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to believe any situation that they're ever going to be the worst team in any matchup.
Yeah, I agree.
Are the Bills, for example, more impressive than the Chiefs right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
But 1v1, I'm probably taking the Chiefs 9 times out of 10.
Right.
Because I think the Chiefs find ways to win games.
Correct. And
even if the fix is in.
And we're looking at and unfortunately we're looking at a Falcons team who I think has played well this season, but they're also one Saquon Barkley drop away from being 0-3 this season, right? So far. And they've played everyone close, right? They lost by 8 to the Steelers. They won by 1 to the Eagles. They lost by 5 to the Chiefs. And these are good teams we're talking about. Like this is a combined record of 7-1.
Yeah.
Or 8-1. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. They're 8-1. Like, that's insane. Like, their combined record so far. They had one loss, and they're the only reason that there's a loss, right? So that's I think that's impressive. And they played this game pretty well. It's the Chiefs at the end of the day, and they do find a way to win games. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. Yeah. I mean, dude, we don't talk very highly about the Falcons on this podcast because they have falconed their way out of a lot of things. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think these last 2 weeks were solid for them.
That was one of the most impressive Falcon losses I've ever seen.
Yeah, they actually played well. Didn't blow themselves up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, they're one PI call away from being in a situation where they could win the game. So,
absolutely, yeah.
My opinion.
Monday night doubleheader. First game was Bills Jaguars.
Before we start talking about Bills Jaguars, I always say that Monday night doubleheaders lead to disasters.
Yes.
We were one of two, so it
wasn't
fully disaster class. It wasn't a full disaster class, but we're gonna start with the disaster class, and that's the Bills getting just absolutely just taking out their butcher knives, and they chopped up everything in the Jaguars. Like, they're in Buffalo, they're eating the cats. Like, that's how bad it was, dude. Like, it was terrible.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, what a statement. What a sentence that I just heard come out of
I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, I have to use that in the podcast today. This is great. It was such a funny joke, man.
Yeah, I've been seeing because, like, in Ohio, they're eating the dogs and the cats, and it's the Browns and the Bengals.
God. I didn't even notice that. God, that's even funnier. Yeah, no, the Bills absolutely throttled Jacksonville, and I thought Jacksonville was a team that could be potentially decent. They look terrible. I think my preseason pred. What did I have them at the preseason? I think I had them as 6-11.
You had them as like the worst. I remember you had them as like the worst of the decent teams.
They were 6-11 for me. They were 13.
Yeah, there was that chunk. There was that chunk where we both said, like, Titans, Patriots are the bad teams. Like 14 through 8 are all playoff contenders. You said the Jaguars were one of your worst of those teams. I had the Jaguars in the middle of that pack.
Yeah, you had them at 8-9. I had them at 6-11. So, like.
We both had them as, like, probably, decent teams, or maybe decent lower to decent teams who, like, are maybe knocking on the playoffs.
Like, this is the team we're talking about. Was it last season or the season before that, where they came back from, like, something insane down to beat the Chargers in a playoff game? Like, they were down like 27 something points. Like, it was insane. So, like, I don't understand where that went, where that fire is, and they're better. They have a better roster. Like, I don't understand on paper. Just something's not clicking with this team. But Buffalo, we thought they were going to take a step back. We really did.
We did. I mean, you look at the names on their receiving core, and it's like, Khalil Shakir is the leading receiver. Yeah, it's like, who the fuck is Khalil Shakir? I know who Khalil Shakir is.
Is Keon Coleman going to actually take that step? Like, what's going to happen there, right? Apparently, it doesn't matter.
Their receiving core is like Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman,
Dalton Kincaid,
Curtis Samuel, dude, Marquez Valdez-Scantling,
Mac Hollins,
the king of the John Ross School of wide receivers.
He started the John Ross School of receivers.
MVS, I remember MVS.
Yeah, he started that.
Yeah,
and he also has a really fun name to say.
Yeah, MVS, like, your Mecole Hardmans. Mm-hmm. It's a great candidate. Gosh, there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy, man. And, like, looking at it, dude, Khalil Shakir, 6 catches, 72 yards a tutty. Dalton Kincaid, 3 catches, 41 a tutty. Ty Johnson, 3 catches, 28 yards a tutty. Keon Coleman, 1 catch, 24 yards a tutty. Dude, Josh Allen is cooking.
Yeah.
Like, I know I say this, I don't say this lightly, but, dude, I know that this is one of those situations where we were like, Josh Allen he was not good before Diggs. Is he going to be good after Diggs? And he is literally elevating the play of everybody on this offense, and it's phenomenal to see. Mm-hmm. I love it. 263 yards for 4 tutties on 23 for 30. That's great. It's a great day, right? I love this for Josh Allen, and I hope he can keep this up, man. I really do. Mm-hmm. Mac Jones got some garbage time play in this game too, which was cool.
Shout out to Mac Jones.
But yeah, it was very fun to actually see, he cooked. I mean, dude, I loved it. I loved every second of this for Josh Allen. And, I mean, I hope they can keep it up. If Buffalo's scary, you probably know this about me. I think I'm a big Buffalo Bills fan. Like, if I have to pick an AFC team, I would love to watch the Bills succeed. obviously outside of the Broncos. But
Listen, man, I barely want to be a Broncos fan, so I get it.
I just want to see it. It's like it was the Titans because of Derek. I love me some King Henry. That's like one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's one of my favorite. He just
Yeah.
just a drip god.
Outside,
like I love him.
Listen, like outside of the Broncos and outside of the Raiders, I like to watch players.
Exactly.
Like I love me some Derrick Henry.
Love Derrick Henry.
Like I get you.
Yeah, it's just, dude. I don't know what it is about Buffalo. Feels like the Philadelphia Eagles of the AFC. I don't know how to explain it mentally. But it just they just there's just a sauce about them. There's a swagger. I just love it. And Josh Allen is just Like this score was 34-3 at halftime. Like it was insane.
Yeah, it was like a gajillion to not enough.
It was crazy. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what the Jaguars do this season. I don't know what they're going to be able to be doing. It's tough for them. I just yeah, man. Nothing. No comment.
Yeah.
Love the Bills, though. Love what they did. And then moving over to our good game in Cincinnati, Commanders taking on the Bengals. Commanders pull out a win, 38-33. On some insane play from the boy, Jaden Daniels, 21 of 23, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air.
Coming out game for the rookie for sure.
Very good game for him. And he won in a shootout, right? They had 3 rushing touchdowns as well. One from Jaden Daniels, one from Austin Eckler, and one from Brian Robinson. Everybody get involved. I saw a meme going around about Terry McLaurin. There was, I don't know if you know that picture. I can't remember the comedian's name, but he's like staring at his hands in like a slideshow video, and he's like, it was like Terry McLaurin when a QB actually hits him in stride in his hands.
Oh, Hannibal Buress Hannibal Buress when he's on the Eric Andre show and he's like, whoa.
Right, and it's like, dude, Terry McLaurin actually looks phenomenal when he has a good quarterback. It's a crazy concept.
Yeah.
Luke McCaffrey. Good for him. 3 catches, 44 yards. Look at that boy. Look at the tight end. Tight end play from Zach Ertz.
That's former Philadelphia Eagles tight end.
That is former Super Bowl champion, game-winning touchdown grabber, Zachary Ertz. We love him in the city of Philadelphia. We love him.
We also love a big boy touchdown.
We love big boy touchdowns. We love big boy touchdowns. I loved it. This was great. This was a great time.
Yeah.
I loved it. But I do have some question marks.
Are the Bengals cooked?
It's crazy to me because Joe Burrow went 29 of 38 for 3 tutties.
Like on paper that's a solid stat line, but it's like, yeah, we know the Bengals O-line is not very good, but like if at the same time it kind of feels like we are saying that the Bengals supporting cast isn't good around Joe Burrow, but
that's not true. I think what it is at this point,
when are we going to start committing to maybe the Bengals are just not that good?
I was going to say we need to commit to the Bengals. You know what it is though? Their defense. Their defense is just not hitting anywhere near the same it was like a few years ago. And a lot of that is because you have to pay Joe Burrow, you have to pay Jamar Chase, you have to pay T. Higgins, you had to pay all these dudes, and now you're not going to be able to work a lot on that defensive end. So I mean, it's tough, and that's a big reason why they maybe were getting rid of T. Higgins potentially. So I don't know. It's really rough out here. I mean, should I trade T. Higgins for some defense right about now when you have Jamar Chase putting up six catches, 118 yards, and 2 tutties? T. Higgins got the ball, caught 3 passes off 6 targets. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Needs something. But I think the Bengals had opportunities. They did miss a field goal early in the game, right? Outside of that, though, they went like just straight down. I think the coolest thing about this game is this was a game where Jaden Daniels didn't punt the ball. They scored on every possession they had. First drive touchdown, second drive touchdown, third drive touchdown.
I think this is. I remember seeing a stat. I think like since 1940, this is the first game that did not have a turnover. It did not have a punt.
It was crazy. He played out of his mind.
Like even the Bengals didn't.
Yeah, they missed a field goal. That was it.
Yeah.
They missed a field goal. That was the only time they didn't score, right? And of course, a couple in this game, field goals were missed opportunities for them, right? They kicked 2, missed 1.
Yeah.
And the Commanders only kicked 1. Made it. So. Yeah, no, touchdowns were the Kings this drive. And I mean, they had that they had a 7.5 minute drive to basically seal the deal. Right? 7.5 minute drive put them up 2 scores, and it's tough. It's really tough. I mean, I come down to it's the Bengals defense. I think they need something. I don't know what it is yet, but I think everything else is in place for their offense to succeed because they scored 33 points. Like let's call it what it is. They scored 33. Yeah. It's not Joe Burrow's fault. He can't play defense at the same time. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Like I saw so many people get burnt. Like Terry McLaurin literally had 4 catches for 100 yards. Like let's talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. That's my opinion on it. I think it's not Joe Burrow. It's definitely. I don't think it's the offense. I can tell you that much.
No, yeah, I think they're the Bengals need pieces, and I do like Joe Burrow, but like maybe the Bengals are not ready to be contenders again like they were a few years ago.
Correct. I mean, they did. They're though at 3 seasons removed from a Super Bowl appearance. Like, dude, they're 2 seasons removed from the conference championship. Right? They lost the Chiefs in the conference championship game. I
think so. Something like that.
2 seasons. They went to the Super Bowl, went to the conference championship, and then last season, I mean, we know it was a lot of injuries for them. So I know we're not holding that too hard. But like that's tough. Tough. So, all right. That's it. That was week 3. I really wanted to recap them because again, there were a lot of very interesting games, right? And I think it was very fun to talk about those. I really wanted to talk about that Panthers game. I thought that was very interesting to go over. So, any closing remarks for these games? This week, awesome week 3?
I got nothing, man.
All
I think yeah.
Well, let's talk about our pick'ems for our week 3 Preds. You did beat me out this week.
I did by 1 game.
1 game. We had 3 different, and you went 2-1 in those different games. So solid work. I went 8-8. You went 9-7. A lot of games we didn't expect to go one way. And my lesson of the week is don't cheer against your own team. Never cheer against your own team.
Yeah.
That's my lesson of the week.
We didn't cheer against our own team, but man, we were not.
I was not optimistic about the Eagles Saints game, but I mean, watching it made me really happy as a fan of the Eagles. So, all right. So overall, you're up 2 games on me. Plenty of time to come back. We're close. We're right there. This is. I think this might be the closest some of our stuff has been. I'm curious to know. It usually starts to pick up like week 8-9 is when we start to see like a gap. But I want to see let's see how close we can keep this for the rest of the season. This will be fun. All right, week 4 pick'ems time. Let's do this thing.
Okay, so we begin Thursday Night Football. We went from double header AFC East matchups on Thursday Night Football to an NFC East matchup. Cowboys at Giants. This is an iconic matchup of the NFC East that hasn't been good in like 5 or 6 years.
Hasn't been good for a while.
Sorry.
A while.
Hasn't been good. The Cowboys-Giants rivalry hasn't been good since Romo and Manning. Let's be honest.
Be real. No, you're absolutely correct. And I don't think that changes this season.
Yeah, I mean we have the reeling Cowboys. We have I guess you call them hot Giants.
It came off a big win. It came off a big win. I mean, they looked rough to start, slow start into a big win, right? They're coming off a big win.
Yep. MetLife Stadium. This is honestly kind of a tough game to call.
This is the hardest game. I want you to know, I said this before we started recording. This was my hardest game to call this season. It's this game, so this week.
Yeah, it's a tough game to call. I agree. I'm gonna pretend it's week 0.
Okay.
Is kind of my logic here,
and
not worry about context. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys on the road because I think without the context of the first 3 weeks, the Cowboys are the better team compared to the Giants, and I'm just gonna rely on that. And I'm gonna go with the Cowboys on the road.
Let me tell you this: the Cowboys need this win. Like I'm not saying this as a I don't like either of these teams, obviously for obvious reasons, right? I dislike both of them. The Cowboys need this win. They're 1-2 after getting smoked. I think they got smoked last week. They showed promise at the end of the game, but they got torched these last 2 weeks. They're going on to Sunday. They're going from Thursday Night Football to Sunday Night Football against the Steelers on the road after this. They need this win, and for that reason, because they're on the road, they're gonna fucking lose this game. So give me the Giants.
Okay. Don't hate it.
I just so we're clear, the Cowboys are a better team. I do think the Cowboys are a better football team. Let's not get it twisted. I don't know what it is. It just feels weird this week. So, all right, moving into Sunday, September 29th.
We got Saints. We got
That's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Birthday
Birthday
games.
present is Saints Falcons.
Yeah,
Um,
I see red. I see red
yeah,
right now. I don't know.
Saints.
I don't know if I made that clear.
Yeah, Saints at Falcons. Interesting matchup because I think the fact that this is in Atlanta at this time makes this an interesting game.
Yeah, this is gonna be a
Um,
fun game.
Listen, I'm not doing this because I never picked the Falcons. Like, listen, the Falcons have shown me some promise, but I'm gonna go with the Saints on the road. Not because I don't pick
That's
the Falcons
completely
by
fine.
default, but
That's
I think the
completely
Saints
fine.
win.
So I said this earlier, but I said it about the Broncos. What I saw from the Eagles Saints game, and as completely unbiased as possible, is I saw a DB crew with a good rush basically chomp down on the team. What do the Falcons live on? A good DB crew with an immaculate rush. So I'm gonna take the Falcons to win this football game. The WNBA playoffs are on right now
Other
too,
sport.
just so we're aware. Give me them for give me the Falcons this week. But this actually isn't a hate on Saints. I'm very mad about them right now. Don't get me wrong. But I definitely what I saw from the Eagles, I think the Falcons can replicate, especially since that's how they beat the Eagles in week 2. So, and I mean the Falcon. I mean it's divisional matchup, right? This is a division game, so I think it's gonna be a fun one.
Yep. Okay, we got the Andy Dalton revenge game.
Oh yeah,
Bengals at Panthers.
dude. What a Andy Dalton revenge game
Right?
in Carolina, by the way.
In Carolina.
You know what? Carolina tickets were going real cheap. What do you think they're going for now?
Oh, they're probably like $30. You win a game. They're probably not $5 anymore.
Let's find out. Ticketmaster. I'm curious.
Yeah, go watch the Andy Dalton revenge game.
Absolutely not. Not on my birthday. I'm flying to Carolina for this shit.
Maybe a bit of an upset pick. I'm gonna go with the Panthers at home.
Panthers at home. I don't know if that's an upset pick right now. Let's be real.
I don't either. What's
$60.
the money line on that? That's not bad.
Dude, they were going for like $5 in the upper bowl. What happened? What changed? Dude, I don't know though. Their midfield ticket is $100 or $200 something. It's kind of nuts, actually. That's kind of crazy if you really think about it. Like section 130, the front, like right at midfield is like $200 a ticket. That's kind of nuts. I don't know what is the money line going. Let me pull up good old FanDuel. Did you find it? And I'm just sitting here like
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Bengals are 4.5 favorites right now.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yes, legally, I'm picking the upset Panthers.
Okay. I did take the Bengals for this game. We haven't gotten one. We haven't been on the same page yet, by the way.
No, we
This is
are.
very funny.
This might be where one of us separates.
This is the separation week, unless we both
or
go
maybe,
like 8-8.
maybe we just go both like 8-8
That'd
and
be
nothing
insane.
fucking happens.
That'd be really funny,
Okay,
actually.
Rams at Bears. This is an interesting game because it's in Chicago. If this is in LA, I take the Rams 10 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that the Rams are in Chicago means I take the Rams like 7 times out of 10. This is one of them. I'm going with LA on the road.
That's completely fine. So here's my thing is I think the Rams are really in a rough spot. I don't think Matthew Stafford carves up this defense like he does the Niners. The Niners also had a lot of injuries in certain aspects, and it sucks. The Bears, for me, it's tough because I want to pick them, but I know that their offense isn't doing what it needs to do to win football games. But I did see the Rams' run defense, and this could be a prime opportunity for DeAndre Swift to actually pull something off. So I'm actually going to take the Bears at home to win this game.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, we got an NFC North divisional matchup: Vikings at Packers. Vikings red hot. Packers seems like Jordan Love is coming back.
Yeah, but Malik Willis has been playing good. He's playing good football. So it's like, is it worth it or not? Bring him back earlier. But yeah, I get you. Team looks good. I mean, everybody looks good. I'm gonna pick the Vikings because I'm feeling the red hotness from them. So let's ride the purple wave, bro. Let's ride it. Let's go scroll.
Totally fine. I'm gonna drop my first conditional pick of the year. You ready for this?
Okay.
If Jordan Love plays, I want the Packers. If Jordan Love doesn't play, I want the Vikings.
Okay.
So
Okay.
right now on my
Valid.
sheet, I have Packers as my pick because they seem optimistic that Jordan Love will play.
Okay.
So if he does, I'm going with the Packers. If he doesn't, I'll agree with you and go with the Vikings.
Okay.
Which puts us at 4, maybe 5 games that we are different on.
Yeah, we
so
haven't
far
we haven't
this week.
wholeheartedly agreed on anything yet.
Yeah, for the
think
love
this
of
one
God,
is
please
the
tell me you
changer.
didn't pick the Jaguars.
Let's say this. Let's change. So anyway, T-Law, historically T-Law and Houston. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, give me Houston.
AFC South matchup. We're going with Houston, right? We're doing that.
Yeah,
Okay,
give me
Texans
Houston.
easy.
Give me Houston. Yeah,
Okay.
let's move on. Give me Houston.
Okay, Steelers at
All right.
Colts.
This feels obvious. I feel like the Steelers are rolling. I think that Anthony Richardson is struggling, and I don't think it's gonna get better against probably the best defense you've played to date. So give me Pittsburgh.
I agree. Pittsburgh.
Just makes sense.
Okay, Broncos at Jets. Broncos coming off a huge win
Interesting
against
matchup.
Tampa. Jets on a roll. Long week.
Yep, 1-2 in a row on a long week.
1-2 in a row on the long week. Listen, as optimistic as I can be about the Broncos, which is not. The Broncos suck, remember?
Yep.
Listen, as impressive that Tampa win was, I'll be more confident in the Broncos when I see it a bit more habitually. I think the Jets win.
Yeah, I mean, I like what the Jets do. I'm looking at something interesting from week 1. Obviously, they played the Niners. And then they won by 1 score against the Titans, and then they came out and stomped the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Which there were talks of us saying the Patriots were the worst team in the AFC before the season started, right? Them, the Titans, like those types of teams. I think the Broncos are, to me, a step above, and I hope Bo Nix found his groove potentially against the Bucs and maybe can do some things. I know it's on the road. I know it's tough. Quite frankly, MetLife sucks. Terrible stadium.
Yeah.
I feel that we're going to get a Pat Surtain pick 6 in this game, and the Broncos are going to end up upsetting the Jets. That's my feels good prediction today.
God, I hope you're right. That would be sweet.
So give me the Broncos to win this game.
Okay.
Wild. Feels weird. I did almost pick the Jets, but I don't know. I felt something. Pat Surtain was calling to me. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Okay. We got Eagles. We got Bucks on Sunday in Tampa.
Revenge game. This is a revenge game.
You know, it's always a revenge game. Dude, how many times have we been over this? The Eagles got beef with everybody.
Well, okay, yes, but this is a recent revenge game. The Eagles did get
especially
knocked
with
out by the
Tampa.
Buccaneers. We got knocked out by the Buccaneers in the playoffs, in the wild card round after having our historic collapse at the end of last season. Potentially looking at no A.J. Brown, looking at no Devontae Smith, looking at no Lane Johnson. Potentially all 3 of those guys out. For sure, Smitty and Lane, I think, are done because they're both in concussion protocol. I think A.J. Brown has a chance to play, but seeing as their bye is week 5, I bet you they don't play him and they just bring him back week 6. Going 2-2 into the break is not bad. Could have been worse, especially with the injuries that we have adhered and accumulated. But I think 3-1 looks a little bit better, and I learned my lesson last week. And after I saw what happened after Smitty went down, I think that, and obviously watching what the hell the Broncos did, I believe that this defense can help us beat the Buccaneers. So I'm going to go with, this is not the same Eagles offense that we saw at the end of last season. Kellen Moore makes a big difference. So give me the Birds. I think Jahan Dotson, Paris Campbell, and John Ross plus Saquon Barkley and Dallas Goedert can make the difference this game. So I'm gonna go with the Birds. I can't go against them again.
Okay. I'm going with the Eagles as well, and I'm not saying why because I don't want to put it out in the world. Eagles.
Okay.
I'll tell you
It
why.
is my birthday. It's also my birthday.
Okay, well, you
It's
put
also
it
my
out in the
birthday.
world then. Yeah.
Oh, that was the reason why? Okay.
That was the yeah, I'm like, the Eagles don't lose on my boy Davion's birthday.
Yeah, I was
right?
thinking the same thing. No way we lose on my birthday, right?
Yeah, but now that we've said that, they're gonna.
Yeah,
Still,
absolutely.
I'm
But
rolling with it. I'm going with the Eagles.
I'll also say this. I'm not going to be upset if they lose, strictly because I will
No,
be
but
upset.
Tampa's a
It
good
depends on how they lose, of course. But the reason is because literally you're losing. You lost a lot of people. Lane Johnson,
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith are probably, I would argue, 3 of your top 5 offensive players.
Probably.
It's like those 3,
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts and Saquon. Like those are your best 5 offensive players. Like that 3 of them gone, that's crazy. Your 1 and 2 receiver plus your starting right tackle is rough. Plus, there might Mekhi Becton, who's your starting right guard, might not even play. Like, that's tough. That's hard. It's hard to win those games, but it is. You never know. We've seen them accumulate injuries and win a damn Super Bowl off of it. So let's do it. Let's ride. I trust the Birds. All right, Commanders heading to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. This should be a fun game. I think based off of what I saw from. Oh God, I've already forgot his name. Jane Daniels. I like what I'm seeing, but I like what I see out of Marvin Harrison Jr. a little bit more, especially since they got into a shootout with the Bengals. I think that the Cardinals defense is playing a little bit better, so I'm gonna take the Cardinals to win at home this game.
Okay, fair enough. I'm also going with the Cardinals.
Yay! Ooh, we've been on the same page now a little too frequently. What's going on?
Yeah, now I'm sick of this shit.
Now I'm sick. Yeah, where's the controversy? You know?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take the Patriots. No, I'm kidding. Patriots play the Niners. So San Francisco obviously is a little depleted, but I still think after what I saw from Brock Purdy that this team can actually win games, especially against a Patriots team that we haven't seen much from. So give me the San Francisco 49ers to come out of this with a W.
Mm-hmm. I am going to also go with the 49ers. They are a bit beat up. I don't think that stops them much.
Yeah, because I think there's a chance Kittle's back. I don't think Debo or Christian McCaffrey will be back, but I think they might be down Trent Williams, which is big. It's a big deal for Brock Purdy. So.
Oh yeah, that would be huge.
I think Hargrave is done though for sure. Like he's out for the couple weeks maybe. So yeah, I mean big blow to defense, but they still have like great defensive pieces. They went to a Super Bowl without Hargrave on the roster, so
Yeah.
Same pretty much defensive core. So I love it. Let's see what they can do. Chiefs at Chargers. I think this is in contention for game of the week if Sunday Night Football didn't exist.
Probably.
Like this game actually is going to be fun. A big AFC West matchup should be a blast. And I'm excited to watch this one. Chiefs are on the road. I think the biggest thing for me is Herbert playing? Do we know? Like, what was going on with Justin Herbert? I actually didn't check about that because I forgot he got hurt. High ankle sprain. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think you play on a high ankle sprain personally.
I don't think so either.
Chargers have a bye next week as well.
Yeah, he's not playing. Oh, but it's the Chiefs.
I don't think they care. Chargers.
Okay, I'm going to change my mind. I want you to know I had the Chargers winning this game because we're at home. I'm going to change my mind to the Chiefs because no Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I just saw the spread for the Eagles game. We're 2.5 point favorites. Why are we favorites on the road with all those injuries is beyond me, but Buccaneers, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chiefs. Did you have any other comments on this game? I'm sorry.
No, I'm good.
All right, Browns Raiders. Weird matchup.
Mm-hmm.
This feels weird. I think very current defensive minded teams. Trying to find wins in the same way. And I think the defense for the Browns is going to show up a little bit more. And I think something they're missing a ton in Cleveland is literally just Nick Chubb. I think once Nick Chubb comes back, I think they're in a better spot mentally. But yeah, I still think the Browns are a better team here. So I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns.
Okay. I'm actually going to go with the Raiders on the road or in Vegas, excuse me. Raiders at home.
Okay. That's a valid argument.
Yep.
Bills Ravens. This is a toughie. This was my second hardest one to pick.
This is an interesting game.
This was so hard.
If this was in Buffalo, this is not hard, by the way.
No, I agree. But because it's in Baltimore, it's a whole different ballgame.
It's a totally different ballgame.
Yeah, and I think something about the Bills is they want to play really fast paced, and that's been their mantra for a while now, and especially in these first 3 games of the season, right? They were very heavy against the Cardinals, very fast against the Dolphins, very fast against the Jaguars, putting up points. The Ravens aren't like that. Their defense slows you down a little bit. Their running game makes you have to slow down a lot, right?
Yeah.
They play their own game. So I'm going to take the Ravens to win this game and hand the Bills their first loss, only because the Ravens absolutely need wins. And losing to the Bills right now would be really, really hard on them. But I don't count out the Bills to, obviously, I think this felt like a coin flip. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Bills on the road. I think they are red hot right now. The things
I agree.
most concerning to me is that the Bills are also on a short week though. But
Yeah.
I think that kind of helps them keep their momentum a bit
Yeah.
because it
No.
felt like they had a
Like I said,
dominant
they play
Jaguars
fast.
win, you know, and I feel like they roll into that. I feel like they roll into Baltimore with that mentality.
And also, they played Mitch Trubisky at the end of the game and ran the ball. Like Josh Allen wasn't even on the field, so it's not like he's
Yeah.
getting hit or anything like that. So good for them. I think it works. But I'm gonna go Ravens. Titans at Dolphins on Monday Night Football. We have a Monday Night doubleheader again this week. This one also, I mean, this one could be a half crazy, half disaster class. Who knows? But yeah, Titans at Dolphins.
This was my Giants Cowboys. This is the hardest game for me to pick. Genuinely.
This was your Giants
I don't
Cowboys.
know.
Okay.
This is my Giants Cowboys. This is the hard game.
Who's
for me
playing
to pick.
quarterback for the Dolphins though?
If it's
It's
Tim
been like my
Boyle,
biggest thing.
you know, it's like. But at the same time, you know, the Titans are 0-3, but they're on the road,
Mm-hmm.
and the Miami Dolphins have an extra day. But like, I don't know. It feels like this is just such a weird game
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like the Titans are a bad team, and I feel like the Dolphins, with all their injuries, are now a bad team.
Right.
But might be a bit of an upset. I'm going with the Titans on the road.
I want you to know I thought about picking the Titans on the road, and the only reason I'm picking the Dolphins is because I think the pieces around them, like Tyreek Hill and Devon Achane, are playing. So I think that Titans are gonna have a tough time stopping both of them. So give me the Dolphins.
Yeah. Okay. And then our other Monday night game is actually kind of a theoretically good one. Seahawks at Lions.
Should be a banger, low key. Should be a banger. I feel like the Lions have been playing like absolute bangers of teams lately.
Mm-hmm.
Like they started their season against the Rams, banger of a game. They played who do they play? The Bucks, banger of a game, by the way. Then they played the Cardinals, banger of a game. Like they're playing some
Seahawks.
bangers. I love this, and they're playing teams that I didn't expect to be decent, who are actually somewhat decent. The Seahawks are 3-0 right now, so I'm excited for this
into their
game.
bye week too next week. So going into your bye week 4-0 or 3-1, excuse me, would be huge for the Lions.
And especially knocking off a Seahawk team and holding a tiebreaker against them when they're also 3-1 is humongous too.
Yeah.
So I am actually going to take the Lions to win this game. The Seahawks, I think the biggest reason that they're putting up a fight is their defense is showing wonders right now, and DK Metcalf and GSN stepping up and coming into his own, and Geno looks great. But I think the Lions defense knows how to shut that down with Aiden Hutchinson. So I'm going to go with there. I'm going to go that route.
I'm also going to go with the Lions at home.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. Should be a fun one. I expect a banger. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Okay, so then to recap, because we got a lot different. I'm taking the Cowboys. That's one different.
Yes.
I'm taking
I'll
the
count.
Saints.
I'll count.
I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking the Rams. I'm taking the Packers conditionally.
Okay.
Texans, Steelers, Jets, Eagles, Cardinals, Niners, Chiefs, Raiders, Bills, Titans, Lions.
Okay, so we have 9 games different this week.
Have we ever had more than half? I don't feel like we have.
I don't know. I don't think we have. I think it's the first time maybe in our history.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going so I'm going Giants. That's the first one. I'm going Falcons, which is the second one. I'm going Bengals, which is the third one. I'm going Bears, which is the fourth one. I'm going Vikings, which is a conditional fifth one. So it's 8 or 9, by the way.
Okay.
Texans. I'm going Steelers, Broncos, which is the sixth one. I'm going Eagles, which is crazy, by the way. I'm going Cardinals, Niners, Chiefs, Browns. Then I'm going Ravens, which is another one. I'm going Dolphins, which is the last one. And then I'm going Lions.
Browns is different too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the Browns. My apologies. You did pick the Raiders. I did count that on my hand. I didn't say it out loud.
Okay.
So, yeah, this could be the week. Either one of us pulls away drastically or one of us, we just both go like 8-8 and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like this is if this might be the week one of us actually goes 16-0. I think this might be the week.
Really?
There's a chance. What's the closest we've gotten? Was like 14-1.
I went 15-1. I went 15, or I lost one game one time, whatever it was with buys
I think it was.
and stuff.
I think it was like there was a couple bye weeks. I think it was like 13-1. I think that was the closest we've ever gotten.
I remember it vividly.
In a full 16 game slate,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 14-2. I think it was 14-2, and I think you did it. Because the highest I think I've ever gotten is 13-3. 13 was the highest I've ever gotten right in a single week. But I remember the reason I won a few was because I was consistently getting like 11 to the 10 to 12 range. I kept like hitting those. I think that was it. So yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited. I mean, these should be some good games. Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy my time at the. I'm gonna enjoy my time at the zoo. I'm gonna try to get there early so I can see the dolphin show. You know.
You enjoy.
I will, and this is gonna be a stellar week. I mean, dude, Eagles don't play next week, right? It's week 5. They don't play, and I feel weird about it. Getting our bye early, but it's good for the injuries that we've accumulated right now. So, hopefully we're okay there. And then we'll go from there. Holy shit! I just got offered a crazy trade in fantasy. Not our fantasy, but in general. Y'all can dictate this, so you can leave it on there. I don't know if I'm going to do this. I got offered next year first round draft pick. It's a dynasty league. A first round pick and AJ Brown for Justin Jefferson. Ooh. That's a crazy trade. I literally got a 2025 first. I'm 2-1 in this league. I'm ranked 3rd in points. I'm ranked 3rd. I'm 4th in points, and I'm 3rd in points against. So people are scoring really, really high against me, and that's the only. And I'm 2-1. Just to be frank about it, I'm 2-1 with that situation. But if I take, dude, and I have Deebo Samuel, and he's out obviously. So yeah, that's tough. That's a tough call. I'm gonna think about that. That's crazy. This guy offered me a crazy trade. It's crazy because I wanted Brian Robinson from him, and I offered him Christian Watson and a pick for Robinson because he was trading him, and he just came back with that shit. Oh man. All right. Well, that is all from us here at Behind the Plays. Any closing comments, my man?
I got nothing, my friend.
Awesome. Well, we are going to enjoy an awesome week, and we will see you all next Wednesday on Behind the Plays. Again, my name is Davion, and with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the legend, the co-host, Eric, and we are out of here. Again, everyone, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, heart, do whatever you got to do anywhere you are, and please enjoy some WNBA playoffs this week. It's honestly, it's a lot of fun to watch basketball if you're a big basketball fan. Enjoy the playoffs. They're actually kind of crazy this season, so I'm enjoying a lot of it. Have a good one, everyone, and we'll catch you all next time. Peace.
See ya.